Good afternoon. I'd like to introduce my next guest, Dave Kushner, Director of Solution Sales for Vion Corporation. Dave, there are distinctions in the marketplace today between public cloud and private cloud. What are the models that are in the marketplace?
Well, Tom, when it comes to overall price and decisions around public and private, many assume that the public cloud is a cheaper option, and it's typically not always the case. A typical public cloud implementations meter charges based on input-output rate or I/O rate, whereas a private cloud can have all the necessary network infrastructure in place and be consumed as a service. So there really is going to be additional charges, and based on fluctuating I/O rates, which means more predictable costs for agency CIOs. For example, if as a storage environment needs to scale up or down, or an application performance requirements need to scale up or scale down, a private cloud is going to be a better choice. The key is really to define those requirements completely and then choose the right solution for your agency. With a private cloud environment, Vion can tell agencies what they'll spend, the most they'll ever spend, and cap that number so you can give the CIO an option to be able to block additional spending. Now, with a public cloud environment, that's not the case. Your forecasting of your costs in a public cloud is much more difficult. There could be significant charges based on increased access to specific data, or unknown charges whether I wanted to pull data completely out of my public cloud environment. So Vion's hybrid cloud model enables agencies to really experience the best of both worlds, addressing key concerns around accessibility, scalability, security, and most importantly, costs as they approach the cloud procurement process.
If you look at Vion and our pricing model for the cloud environment or as a service environment, how does our model work?
Great question. Vion's pay-as-you-consume model, offers the customer the benefits of an OpEx model that can scale up or scale down as their business needs require. So it's really like your utility bill at home. The more I consume, the more I pay. The less I consume, the less I pay. Additionally, the ease of controlling those costs with this model is very important, and it's a compelling reason to be able to choose the Vion's Agile Cloud Platform as your cloud platform.
The marketplace has hundreds of vendors, would be an overstatement, have dozens of vendors offering cloud today. So what drives one of the agencies to pick us versus somebody else?
I believe it's our as-a-service model, our pay-as-you-go model, consumption around not only our platform as a service, our infrastructure as a service, but we've done the vetting of all of those hundreds of vendors out there so that we're able to match up the right solution to the customer's mission and be able to ease the transition into a private cloud model or hybrid cloud model very simply by allowing them to consume as they go, and also to be able to know that the right technology has been chosen for the mission requirements that they have.
There are hundreds of RFIs, RFQs, and RFPs coming out of the federal marketplace, out of the agencies dealing with cloud. Is this a cookie cutter structure to the RFPs, or are they all over the place?
The fact is they're all over the place. The challenge I think that agency CIOs at different government agencies have is that they're not sure exactly what they want. So you've got to start with the end result in mind. What do I want from a cloud technology? And then I can back into a more, how should I say, a more direct RFP that really is going to address my needs or my agency's needs, my customers' needs, to be able to procure and consume the right technology.
One of the historical items that Vion has always marketed is our customer intimacy, asking the customer what is it you need and trying to provide and meet their needs. Do you think we're doing that in the cloud market space?
I love Vion's customer intimacy model, and in my 5 years of being at Vion Corporation, I think it's one of the most valuable things that we offer to our customers today. I do believe that we are offering that same type of customer intimate model in a cloud implementation, specifically in our private cloud implementations, where we are making sure that the solution aligns directly with their mission.
Last item for the day, from a cloud perspective, when does cloud become a secondary item and cyber or something else becomes the primary item?
I believe when cloud becomes secondary and cyber becomes primary is because we see almost every day in the Washington Post and other newspapers around the country that cyber is a huge concern. But you can tailor your solution from a cloud perspective to have the security requirements that you need also within cyber.
Thank you for your time today. I appreciate it. I'd like to thank all my guests for their time today.
On behalf of Vion Corporation and Hitachi Data Systems Federal, thank you for joining us. A link to the archive session will be sent to you shortly. If you requested a training certificate, you will also receive an email with download instructions after the webinar. This concludes our discussion. Thank you.